Hello and welcome to official Xbox 360 Magazine's OXM Reports. Now, Operation Flashpoint 2 Dragon Rising was met with a mixed response when it was released last year, so we thought we'd head up to Codemasters and find out what they're doing to improve the sequel, Operation Flashpoint Red River.
So I'm here with Sion Lenton, who's creative director on Operation Flashpoint Red River. So Dragon Rising, the previous game, kind of a bit of a mixed response. Some people loved it, some people hated it. What were your kind of priorities for moving forward for Red River?
Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, there was a sort of a slight Marmite response from it, kind of a vocal minority, I think, and we listened to all of it. You know, we listened to all the feedback we got off the forums. We read all the reviews, we read all the comments on the reviews. And we really tried to build up a picture of what people were kind of grumbling about, basically. There's a few key call-outs, I think. Fireteam AI was one area, you know, the classic guy wandering in front of your gun and getting shot. Some of the vehicle handling elements. But the goal for me as well was also to actually try to specify a scope that was something that we could actually achieve. You know, the Dragon Rising was, I mean, it's been in production for almost 3-4 years. It was a huge scoped game, but it did mean that we were kind of moving and pulling this thing from kind of one side to the other. And you know, with anything, when you start doing that, you're going to get little fracture cracks and stress cracks that appear, and you've got to patch those up. So this time around, the intention was really to lay out our plans on day one, exactly what we wanted to do. The thing that everybody loved was the co-op. The idea of actually, you know, a gameplay mechanic which actually involves you communicating with other humans and making decisions and acting on them. That was definitely something that people loved. We basically decided that that's the thing that we wanted to really make this game's big feature. So it's all about co-op. It's all about 4 players in a fire team, 3 fire teams in a squad. So it's a player versus environment as opposed to player versus player this time around. But we are polishing that co-op experience to the nth degree, I guarantee you now. We've got our character classes, we've got XP, we've got progression in there, we've got equipment that you can add on to your weapons. A lot of people wanted to be able to choose their loadout when they went into a game and not just be arbitrarily given it. So we've completely flipped that around now. You can choose what type of soldier you want to be, you can choose what gun you want to take with you, if you want the grenade launcher, if you want the scopes, etc, etc, etc.
Occasionally when you did the wrong thing in Dragon Rising, bits would start flying out all over the place and things would start to go wrong. Is there kind of more measured focus, meaning that the game's going to be more robust this time around? That's
absolutely right. We've actually spent about 2 or 3 months doing what we essentially call refactor work, optimization work, looking at systems and kind of rewriting them from the ground up. But in a, you know, as I said before, hindsight's the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? If only we could make games entirely in hindsight, it would be fantastic. But we can't. But what we can do is learn. So yeah, again, this huge sprawling game. You know, the physics involved in an open world, the animation systems involved. So yeah, that's a good example of the fact that we completely ripped out that animation system. We're doing a completely new set of animations, completely new system that's quicker, that works better, that's more intuitive, and it allows us to do things like interrupt it. So if you're reloading and you want to switch guns, you can interrupt that animation and just switch that gun over, basically.
So tell me about the conflict you're going to be involved in. What is the Flashpoint?
Okay, so I don't want to give too much away, but we can say it's set in Tajikistan, which is certainly a very hot area of the world. It's neighboured by Afghanistan, Pakistan and China. We're using the PLA again. We really like them as an army. They've got some fantastic toys and they've also got some fantastic soldiers. And I do actually think that, you know, they are a valid superpower at the minute, certainly from a military point of view. We've already seen some of the stuff that's going on just north of Tajikistan in the news, and we've already seen that China are starting to step up and starting to get a bit agitated about it. So I'm actually going to be quite quick and get this game made before reality actually overtakes me. So again, it's US v China, and you know, this is the same as US v Russia in the 90s. You know, it's just that they're the big boys now, basically. But this time around, of course, we're introducing a new enemy, a new class that you can fight against, which is insurgents. So there's going to be counterinsurgency combat.
How do those 2 forms of combat differ?
Oh, greatly. I mean, obviously, as you'd expect with the PLA, that they're organised, they're disciplined. They have very distinct classes within there, very much the same as the US Marine Corps, your riflemen, your snipers, and so on. The other thing, of course, they've got ordnance, they've got tanks, they've got choppers, they've got all the big toys. So you're going to see 2 very different styles of combat. That's the goal of this. The insurgents are going to come across slightly more ragtag, slightly more amateurish. They tend to only have AK-47s, even their snipers. It's just a single shot AK-47 with a sniper thing glued on the top of it. You know, and I mean, animation-wise, we'd love to see looser animations where you kind of see them kind of firing a little more widely. But you'll definitely tell the difference. And to be honest, without giving too much away, you're not even going to know about the PLA initially. So we really want them to kind of feel at ease. We don't want I think one of the things that people got from Flashpoint last time is when they kind of joined the game, they were kind of almost overwhelmed by what they had in front of them and what they had to play with. And this time around, we're just going to sort of make it a slightly smaller introduction and build it up, which is again something that we've decided from day one that we wanted to do. So I feel everything this time around is a lot more deliberate. We know exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it and where we're going with it. And I think that's what's giving us such strength with regards to the narrative and with regards to the type of combat experience.
To find out what we thought of Operation Flashpoint Red River, check out the latest copy of OXM on shop shelves now.